Well, hello, my darlings. How are you? I hope you're doing fantastic out there. It is good to have you here for yet another video and some more content to help you create awareness in your life. Because that's what I do as a life coach. I help my clients create more awareness around their own thinking process, the way that they're perceiving things, how they're showing up in the world, so that they can decide if they want to change anything. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, right? Or how they want to start seeing themselves show up. Like, what does that look like for them? And what would they need to start believing? And what would they have to let go of in order to move forward in that process? So that is what I do as I help my clients go through transitionings in their life, right? Whether it's becoming an empty nester, a change in job, a change in career, going back to school, all those different things. So if that's something that's coming up for you in your life, and that's something that you are experiencing a change in relationship, a change in career, a change in the family dynamics, change in your neighborhood, things that are coming up your way that are maybe kind of getting under your skin, or you're just not sure how you want to be showing up. That is what I do. I help you as your coach. I guide you through 12 weeks as we start to create awareness and you start to decide how it is you do want to show up. So by the time the 12 weeks is up, you have decided how you want to show up. You have a much more firmer foundation, a firmer idea of how you want to be when life throws you curveballs. All right, my friends. So today I want to share with you a process, not really a process, more of an observing tool. So a way to observe our own thinking when it comes to us wanting to change things in our lives, but yet we don't really pull the trigger and we don't change it. And the idea I want to bring to you is the have, do, be concept. So this concept is something we see a lot in the way that we are advertised to, in the way that we kind of even communicate as individuals, in the way we communicate as communities. So all these different ways things show up in our lives. And one of the things that we see happening is we have the idea that when I have the right amount of time, right? So when I have time, when my kids are gone, when my job is different, when I have, the money to be able to do this, when I can accomplish this for this reason, right? When I have a clean house, I'll have a party. So we have this idea that we need to have something, right? So let's just say it's the circumstance. We need to have the circumstance be a certain way. And then we would be able to do what we need to do. We'd be able to do the stuff that we need to do with that time. We'd be able to buy the things that we want to buy with the money. We'd be able to accomplish the tasks that we have before us. So we'd be able to do what it is we need to do. And then because we can do what we need to do, we have the time, the money, the relationships, the whatever the situation is, what we want it to be. We do what we need to do, and then we get to be happy, or we get to be fulfilled. We get to find joy. We get to be ourselves. So this have, do, be concept. And just as I described it, you might have been able to kind of reflect and see patterns in your life where you have a thought that when things are a certain way, then I can do this. And then when I can do that, then I will be complete. I will be happy. I will be able to find joy. I will be able to be more productive. I will be able to give more to my community. And this is the interesting thing about that concept. It makes us kind of attach ourselves to circumstances as though they're the things that's controlling what happens in our lives. And one of the things I teach as a coach is that I teach the model. And in the model, we have our circumstance, and we get to have the thought about our circumstance. And then everything after that within our thoughts is kind of our empowerment that we get to have. That actually is our empowerment process. So the circumstance we don't get to control. We don't get to line up things exactly the way that they should be, or that it needs to come out this way. Our job needs to be perfect with this. Our husband needs to be doing this and it'll make us happier. Like this have, do, be concept, when things are just lined up the right way, that I can do what I need to do and then I'm going to be, it really keeps us kind of chained to the idea that we don't have the control that we would like to have. And control is kind of a very to me, control is kind of like that word of, I guess maybe even manipulation kind of comes in control, but really control is just you deciding. So to me, really control is just deciding how you want to live your life. And so when we put that it is on other things, we've decided that these other things need to line up exactly. And if they don't, then we won't be able to get the result that we want and be happy or find joy or be authentic or be productive or be a good mom or be a good husband or be whatever this be is that we think that we have to be this once everything else lines up. So what I like to share with people is that the truth actually is the reverse. So have, do, be, this concept that when things are lined up, then I can do this and I will be happy. We want to throw it into reverse. Because when we decide to be ourselves and we are being who we are, like I was talking to somebody a couple days ago and I said, I go to yoga, and like I went to yoga this morning, and I go probably anywhere between 3 to 4 times a week. And it's a 90-minute yoga. I love doing Bikram yoga. It's kind of my drug of choice of yoga. And the other days I go for walks normally. So I'll go for like a 4-mile walk on the days I don't do yoga. And it's not that I do them because I'm checking it off my list and I have to get it done. I do them because that's who I am. Because I believe that's me just being me. That's just what I do. I go for walks. I go to yoga. I'm just being me. And when we can get clear on who it is we are, and this is just me being me, then there's not really the checklist that I have to check this off to be able to show my worth or my value. Like this is how valuable I am because I did these things. When we can come from a place that that's just us being who we are, and we kind of can embrace it and see for what it is and go, oh yeah, this is just me being a human and having a human experience. This is just the way that I show up. And having ownership over that, then when we've decided that this is just who I am and I'm just being me, then we do things because not we have to, or I should get this done, or I need to do this. We do it because that's just who we are. We're being ourselves. Like one of my favorite sayings is, right, we're all human beings. We're not human doings. And so in this have, do, be concept, we think we have to have these things all lined up, right? These circumstances all the right way they're supposed to be. Then we do the things and then we become who we are. The truth is we need to decide who we are. We need to be us, regardless if the circumstances line up or not. If they never do, if our stars never align, like we just decide that that's how we show up because we believe with every fiber of our being that this is who we are. So I'm just being me. So we be and then we do. Like I go for yoga, I go for walks. I'm just doing what I do. I'm scheduled time to create this video. I'm doing this because that's what I told myself I was going to do, and I'm doing it even though I'm kind of a little tired right now. So even though I didn't, sleep as well as I'd like to, I'm still here doing the video. Not because I'm trying to force myself, but because I've made a commitment to myself, and this is what I do. This is who I am, and it helps me create more clarity around the person that I am because I just love being me. I love creating this content, putting this value out into this world, and to be able to give information that might help people create more awareness in their lives and just more connections in their relationships. So when circumstances come, because they will, things that we don't even expect, or maybe we see things we're expecting them on the horizons, like a job change, I'm not sure if I want to stay with my spouse. Like if these things are happening and you're looking at, then creating the awareness around, okay, so what do I know? Who am I? What do I believe? How do I show up? Am I reacting, or am I just truly responding because this is who I am and I'm just me being me, not because of what they said or didn't say, or they did or didn't do? It's a very different energy. So when we start with the being, then we do, and then guess what happens? We have everything we need. We have created the connections we wanted. We have the time, we have the money, we have everything in place because we've finally decided to be ourselves, to be who we believe we are, and love ourselves from that space than we do based on who we believe we are. Not based on what we are lacking, what we don't have. And so when we start to create that, we transform from the have, do, be model, and we flip it. We do the be, then we do, and then we have. When we start to flip that, it really changes the energy that we bring to the table in all our relationships and in our lives. Because we are, instead of waiting for the stars to align or the circumstance to change the way that we think that it should be changing, instead of waiting for that, we then decide on who we are being, and I show up this way regardless of anything else out here. I show up this way because I believe that's who I am, not because they don't want to do it or that I want to do it. Like one of the things like this last weekend, I was out working in the yard and I was doing things, and I love working out in the yard. It's something that I enjoy. It's very relaxing to me, but my yard's not the most beautiful yard. Like I don't have a bunch of beautiful trees and shrubs. In fact, it's kind of a desert back there. I do live in a desert area somewhat. And so it's kind of desert, but I love being back there. I love rearranging things. I love kind of being in that moment. And maybe my husband didn't want to be back there with me, and that's okay. You know, maybe I didn't even invite him and ask him. I didn't prepare ahead of time. Didn't even give him the opportunity to say no, right? Sometimes we don't even give people the opportunity to say no. We just go and do our things, and then we get kind of resentment because they're not doing it, but we never gave the opportunity for them to actually say no. And they can say no, and they can say yes. They can say whatever they want to say. But then because we've decided to be us, this is how we show up in our lives, then we go forward. And what can happen over time is that it's easier then, I guess not easier, but it just becomes more clear on what are things that I want to stay a hold of and what are things that I need to let go of as I'm growing in my life and becoming more of myself and being who I believe I am. What are things that I want to start believing? What is the future self that I've decided that I'm going to start creating in my life? How does that person show up? Because now that I'm getting clear on where I'm at right now, I want to make the steps that are needed in order for me to get to where I'm going. So my friends, I hope this information was helpful. I hope you enjoy this content, and please make sure to share it with friends as well. You know, if you have a friend that is struggling in maybe connection with self, with others, share this content, share my YouTube channel with anybody that you can think of, because I'd love to have more people be able to be here and get this free content I create every week. So I always try to create a video every week so that I can share more information out into the world. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my email because I do an email newsletter every Sunday evening. It's a Sunday evening thought, and it has also a click to the newest video as well. So you can subscribe and get that notification, but you can also subscribe and get the email notification along with other tips and information I share within the email as well. All right, my friends. So this week, try to focus on the be, do, have. What energy do I need to have to believe I'm 100% where I am, regardless of the circumstances? What do I want to do based on who I am, decided to be? And then that I will have everything I need once I really decide to be me. All right, my friends, take care. We will talk to you soon. Bye.